All right, y'all. So the most important Sunday sermon news is that I have figured out an easy way to prop up my cell phone someplace, so you won't have to see the shakes anymore from me trying to hold it and film these. Okay, so this is what I want to talk about today, and I don't know that I have it tied up in a little neat pithy ribbon, but there's a lot of psychological studies showing that humans way overestimate how much we can get done in short periods of time, like a day or a week, and you've all experienced that with your to-do list, right? But we vastly underestimate how much we can get done in a year. So the way that our brains process time and predict time just is not reliable. It's like a system error up in there. And so we way overestimate how much we can get done in short term, small chunks of time, but we so vastly underestimate what we can get done in long periods of time. And I think I've been thinking about this because I was watching the Ruth Bader Ginsburg documentary yesterday, RBG, which is amazing. She's had an amazing long career in the law. And I was just thinking about the fact that I only left my career in the law like 2 years ago, 2 years and 3 months ago, not that long. And when I think about not just like what my business has achieved or even how many people I've helped, not how much money I've made, even when I just think of like all the shit I know now that I didn't know. Like I was just having a conversation with somebody about passive programs, like a, digital program where you can study without talking with a coach. And I was just thinking about how I just know so much about that now. I have all these different pieces of knowledge and ideas and experience of like what you could do, and you could do it this way, and you could try that, and then you could try this, and like this whole world of knowledge that I did not have 2.5 years ago. I did not come from a digital marketing background. I did not come from a life coaching background. I wasn't even a psychologist. I was a legal academic before I became a coach. And yes, like a lot of the tools and skills that I learned as a lawyer and as an academic have helped me in this career for sure. Like I think that's why I ask such great questions that my clients haven't really thought of, and that's why I'm able to analytically help them see things. So yeah, those tools came with me, but I didn't know jack shit about having a coaching business, having an online business, having an online presence, having a podcast, having a social media strategy, right? Having a funnel, which is like a term for how people find you and then get emails from you. Like there's all this stuff I didn't know anything about. And I just think about all the people who spend years of their lives telling themselves like it's too late, I can't change now, I've already been in this career for 5 years or 10 years or 15 years or 20 years. Right? It's too late. I can't change. I could never figure it out. I could never learn what I need to know. I could never catch up with the people who are already where I want to be. And I just think it's such a lie. It's such a lie your brain tells you. And I see so many of my clients who are in like their 30s or 40s or even 50s telling me like, oh, their life is over. Like this is how their life has to be. They can't make changes. It's too late. They don't have time to accomplish something great anymore. They don't have time to learn a new career. And all of that is just like a thought system error. So maybe that's actually part of the meta teaching for today is like your brain tells you a lot of shit that isn't true. And some of it falls along predictable kind of brain bias lines that I like to call thought system errors. And one of them is that everything is too late and you never have enough time. And really underestimating like how much you can change your own life. Not that long. 2.5 years is not that long. Most of us watching this think whatever we believe in have more than 2.5 years left in our lives. And you can change your own whole life so dramatically. And it's not overnight. You can't do it in a week, but you can do it in a year or 2 years or 3 years or 5 years. So not everyone needs to change their career or wants to, but whatever area it is in your life, if you have been fighting with your husband for 5 years and you just think like, oh, it's been so long since we got along, I don't see how we could change it. It can change faster than you think. If you think like, well, I've hated my body for 30 years or I've been restricting for 30 years, I've been binging and purging for 30 years. You won't change it in a day. You won't change it in a week. It probably won't completely change in a month. But in a year, in 2 years, it's actually not that long of a time in the span of your life. So when I hear people talk about like not having enough time left or like running out of time, it's so wild to me because I just think such the opposite. And yeah, I'm young, but I'm not like 20, right? I'm 37. I know plenty of 35-year-olds who already think like they can't change anything. They've run out of time. Like human life is short in the sense that like we should savor it and experience it and love it. but it's so fucking long in the sense of what we can do and accomplish. So don't tell yourself that you don't have time or it would take too long to change something in your life. Don't tell yourself ever that it's too late for you, because your brain is just literally not correct in that evaluation. I know it seems true, but your brain is wrong about that. Like, make your daily to-do list shorter, but make your year-long to-do list so much longer and so much bigger. Get realistic about your daily and weekly life and start dreaming bigger and bolder about what you can do in a year or 2 years or 5 years. You will be astounded how much your life can change if you give it a try. All right, that's it for this week. Talk to you guys next week.